Zinga the 96.
Yes, sir.
How are you, man?
I'm all good, man. How are you?
I'm good too.
Yeah.
Before we proceed, did I call you correctly?
Thing is, when you say Zinga 96, who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows that? That's straight on name.
Well,
I
they
don't
do
know.
now.
Okay, they do
do
now,
now.
but you know they know me as Junior.
Yeah,
If we're
Junior.
talking local, well, it depends where I am. I have a lot of names. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Oh,
names. Everywhere I go, I get a
Do
name.
share. Do share.
Okay, Eric, you know, that's my first name.
Yeah.
Normally at school they'll call me Eric because that's what they'll hear.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna change to my surname because it's a unique one, Zinga Peta. It's gonna,
Yeah.
they're gonna come up Zinga Wings. A lot of things are gonna come
When
up.
did that one come up? Zinga
So
Wings?
it so happens that I play on the wing, Kobolung, and Zinga Wings. So yeah,
Oh, that was smart. That one
stuff
was really...
like that. It wasn't smart. It just happened. Don't
Yeah,
give them
either
too
way.
much credit.
I'm saying it because had you not explained it, I wouldn't have figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's why it's like, yeah, you'd actually have to do a little homework.
Oh, yeah.
To say,
right.
oh, that's why the winger is there.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Eric, my era, my E, you
Yeah.
know how it goes. It's never gonna be Eric, just they're gonna add some flair of some sort.
Yeah.
To just have a vibe to it.
But I call you Jay, so it's like,
Jay.
yeah, for me it's like, hey, Jay.
You probably the only one of the three people who call me Jay.
Yeah.
Kwena, Tepo, Gift. Yeah, Gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one else calls
No
me
one.
Jay.
Smanga?
Smanga Junior. Smanga calls
Just
me-
Junior.
Yeah.
Oh.
That one on pizza airtime. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He calls me airtime.
I think he'll explain some other time why.
See what I'm saying?
Why he
See
calls
what
you
I'm
airtime.
saying?
Understand?
Yeah.
I think he saved you as airtime. I think in terms of how we did that,
I think it's one of his phones. He should get a real
Yeah,
phone
he should
at
get a
some
real
point
phone
in
at
his
some
life.
point, yeah.
Anyway.
What the? Anyway, yeah. So you grew up in Salvokopmos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what year you left.
2015, I think we were in the process. Then 16, we were out or something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. I don't also actually recall. Because I was already out of it. I was in varsity first year at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Metric, it was just, I don't know where I was in Metric.
Yeah.
It was up and down, so yeah.
Because you wouldn't pay attention. It's been that long, but
Yeah.
just you wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah, but just say safely 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you are here. When you look at Salvokopne from that time to now,
Yeah.
do you see any drastic changes? And I'm not talking positive or negative. You can juggle both.
Yeah,
to explain
in terms
the
of
changes or...
that time when I was about to leave or just any time before while I stayed here?
Okay, let's say before.
Before, any time before.
Before,
Yeah.
and then to now.
Yeah, it's obviously a lot of changes. Irregardless, in general, the only constant is change. So everywhere, everything changed a lot. So, but generally, Salvokop, I would say the youth, a lot has changed. It's just different. I don't know them, most of them, so I don't really have a connection. But I would say they are different from the youth that used to be. We had, people have said it on your show. We had a lot of activities, extramural stuff going on. Socially, we were more active. There were more, I wouldn't say there were more opportunities then, but there was a roadmap, so to speak, for certain things you would have an idea of, not really the full picture, but just to say, drama, you do some drama, backstage, we are changing, there's those things that are happening that you pick up. Very subtle, but you get to the big stage and you're like, it actually happens the same way. It's nothing to it.
Yeah.
But they never really got the opportunity to expand on those things.
Yeah.
Except maybe now, there's more exposure with social media and, for example, Adiva and the other guys who do drama have actually went a bit deeper into it. So yeah, the difference is it's very different for various situations. They're all different. But I'm more on the social aspect, which leads to why the behavior then, on a weekend, what's going to happen, what's going to take place.
Yeah.
It's a busy corner,
Yeah,
it's
that
a
corner
busy,
does get busy.
you see.
It
So, and
really
it's
does.
busy with a lot of youth. You, during your time, you wouldn't be out at a certain time.
Yeah.
When the sun sets, that's your watch. You go home and, get bored at home and do whatever.
Do you think it also it boils down also maybe to parenting also?
Yeah. No, that's where it starts probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you even blame the social aspect of who, this and that. So obviously you can't reprimand a kid out there and say, yo, or you even scared to say this or that because the mother might come down on you, hey, ngwana, those things.
Hey,
Start an
bruh.
argument out of like trying to help. So a lot of people just
that's the
back
thing
away.
I think also. That's what I think. It's like, because you've been in a similar situation, not to that intensity, but then you kind of see it with the little things, like, oh gosh, imagine if I were to ever discipline this child, the way the mother is already acting. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, they were so involved. I remember, and it usually happens, right?
Yeah.
Dude, man, you'll find grown-ups, man. I'm talking grown women, like, swearing one another, in front of the kids, a group of kids, and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, as soon as I found out why they were swearing, I'm thinking, dude, all your child had to do was just say maybe someone hit me and that you just lost your mind. You didn't want to go there as an adult and find out, okay, what happened, even if you don't like it, but just find out, okay, what happened, and then address it like grown-ups. You understand, like the thing,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, so then how then can we ever solve anything? I mean, the most basic and the simplest misunderstandings.
Yeah.
You understand? So a child, and I could see, oh, this thing is what gives these children their attitude. Wait till I tell my mother, right?
She's on my side.
Yeah, regardless, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You understand? Instead of, because you knew then, bro. You knew.
Anybody.
There is no way your parents are going to get up and be like, who did what?
Yeah.
They'll be like, what happened? Tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna, there's no shortcut. There's no shortcut out of it. That's why most of the time, in fact, when things happen, you hardly ever told your parents because you knew.
Yeah, you knew.
Yeah, I just knew, hey, this thing is gonna turn on me same time.
Yeah.
You understand? And I miss that because I don't see it anymore. I'm like, this, that sense of accountability, that sense of accountability to just know that, you know what, I could be exposed. I'm gonna be exposed here if I don't say anything. I mean, if I don't let this go, let me just let it go. Yes, I know. Yeah, I got that slap right there.
Yeah.
But hey, I probably deserve it.
Sure.
Because if my parents find out, even with this slap, it won't matter. I'm gonna get another hiding. If I get there,
if they know the backstory.
Yeah, the backstory behind it is like.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it's those things like and for them, I think that there is like, I won't say like, I won't just put everybody in a box, but it's also a matter of, having a father figure maybe in the house, to like lead. For you to get used to being shouted at in your adulthood, used to like conflict resolution, so if you can't do that, like you're saying, you're gonna be shouting in front of kids as adults, no emotional intelligence to say, when they see us doing this, like what's gonna be of them, What do they think of me now? If this kid is shouting at me, if the mom's kid is shouting at me and I was trying to reprimand,
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, let me just back off.
Because.
So, but I think that's like the downside of it. So you always look at like the opportunity on how to solve this problem, or how to help the process make it better. So I think like I like looking at sports as a means to like character build. A lot of coaches, I had a lot of coaches. I had a lot of coaches, adults, a lot of figures that were like, they put me in line. I would have never, even if it was just one of these people, I would have still been, straight. But I had a blessing to have a lot of these people, whether at school, at home, everywhere I went, there was just somebody that I was like, okay, I can look up to this guy, or he's going to teach me something, or he's just going to empower me in some sort of way. So I also look at sport as like a responsibility to like, whether I'm playing or one day if I ever get into like coaching with what Z is doing, or I'm just there as a supporter of some sort, giving advice in the most subtle way. I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, it really helps, channel the energy, free the mind, forget about maybe at home it's bad or something.
Yeah.
You get to be a kid, sometimes. For some kids, it's like the only time you're ever gonna, have fun and be away from the busy corners and listen
Yeah.
to somebody who can tell you. You're in an environment where somebody's gonna say, hey, track back. You're gonna listen to the instruction and
Yeah.
go. Whether you like it or not, or whether you're tired, and you're part of a team as well. You're like, oh, I have to cover for my man. That's life skills. One day
Yeah.
you're in a company and you realize that, oh, this is not about me. It's a team thing, and yeah, it's just a lot of things you can learn from sport, which I
Yeah.
feel like it's being compromised compared to our time, besides the other activities.
Because I also right here, Joe, before when I hear that there's no sports, it really bothered me.
What?
Yeah, like what? You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm realizing, I'm like, it's people that don't understand it. You understand? They, especially, what is this? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, gosh, it just escaped me.
I can't help. I don't know.
But anyway, so that I don't lose the thought.
Yeah.
It's like, you put what is this? The lessons and the subjects, and I'm not saying they're not important, right? But but there are certain things they can't teach you that you need to learn from.
Yeah.
That physical activity, right? That man, I mean, the girl, the boy kind of bonding. When girls play their sports, there's a bond and there's a thing that makes them also learn how to be women at the same time. And then again, there's boys, and then, as you've said, it teaches you how to be a man also at the same time. As I said, to also, which is something I've noticed, is that people don't understand authority.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
but now you're in a position where, as you said, a coach can
tell you what to do.
Tell you what
giving
to
you
do,
a command.
giving you a command.
Yeah,
you
in
understand?
the military.
Yeah. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, that is not the conversation.
It's not
the
about
conversation is, listen, there's something bigger happening here.
Yeah.
And right now you're not feeling those shoes. So let me come sit down on the bench.
Yeah.
We'll work it out next time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then you sit, as much as you want to be in the game, you're like, I was so close.
Yeah.
But then you're sitting there and you're like, shh, you're accepting.
That's even better. Imagine if you didn't do what they told you and you made your team lose.
Yeah.
Now it's killing you. Besides sitting on the bench is like a double whammy. Like, now I let the guys are mad at me.
Yeah.
So now you have to come back and apologize, but on the field and in your actions during practice,
to
kind
show.
of making up. So like now you're responsible as well. You like. Yeah. So it's a lot that you pick up from those things that you're saying. Besides like academics, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, I won't say in the hood, but in Salvador in general, I don't know a lot of like top achieving like academics.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of learning styles, or like the environment is not like a reading place, like we don't have a library, stuff like that.
But it was interesting because before he had the library, but then it was like there was never that time made. You understand? Just to access the library, but it was there.
Yeah.
I assume it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
But then it's just there.
Yeah. So obviously, not everyone is gonna make it to like get maybe a scholarship or a bursary to get into these things because they're expensive either way. Even if you make it, you still have to cough up some money.
Yeah.
And from Lord knows where in this economy for a lot of people. So it's like you then look into other means like sports,
Yeah.
We're going back to sports again, like. But yeah, I am for both sides. You need a fine balance between sports and academics. Because on the field, you are also thinking. You're not just an athlete, just mindlessly running around. You think there's tactics. You need to think on your feet in the game, and some decisions have to happen in a split second.
Because it also improves your reflexes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Instead of, as I said before, it's like when it comes to especially being a boy, you just can't take away that activeness. You just, you understand?
Otherwise, you're going to be fighting with your teachers.
Yeah, you just, because it turns out that, as I said, the problem is that if you're a boy, you can't sit, for too long, just sitting down. It's just not natural. That's why you end up misbehaving. It's not, you understand? So when it comes to sports, I'm just thinking, man, someone just robbed these boys of that. You understand?
Yeah.
And they robbed these boys, of role models, someone to look up. Because this coach, I remember, most you'd look up to them. And for some reason, it's like, Coach Mang Mang.
And
Coach
even if that guy off the pitch was some drunkard, when you get to the field, it's like, hey, coach,
coach,
you're on time.
Respect,
It's just a natural thing, a natural response that you have. Because he's the guy we're looking up to and taking commands from. And we just believe in him to, make us win and whatever.
Because the older you get, you're looking at it like, hey, Bramang Mang, he was living like this. I mean, I didn't pay attention, but I still respected the man. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, it never took anything away. And
but even if you saw it, it still
didn't take anything away. You just
really
knew. You understand? So my with especially academics is that it becomes that you concentrate on that to the point where you start thinking you are smarter than the person, because you find out, hey, did you know only this person has a grade 10, a grade what? You understand? And as foolish kids, we let that get, such things usually get to our head, and then all of a sudden, oh, this guy only does his drink, and almost does his drink, and makes sense now. You understand? That respect is gone. You understand? But then once you realize, no, wait, let me teach you something about life. People have far more value than just academics. You understand? You learn that, and you understand, and you see the wisdom. Oh, so you understand? Oh, wisdom is totally different. Okay, this person, you understand, teaching you these tactics and everything, and life lessons and his experience. And you respect him for the near fact that he's just been here longer than you. Yeah, you understand? True. So you start to learn that, and then you realize, you respect a person, because he's been here way longer than you. You understand? And when I realized that they took away sports, I was like, this is definitely a bad direction.
Like, took away, like how? Like, can you explain?
There's no sports in Jobifori.
They don't play sports?
They don't play
kind
sports
of
at all.
That?
I'm not joking, man.
That's like, cool head. Yo.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's a joke.
Dude, you even remember the principal. You knew when he wore those rugby shorts. It's about time.
It's time.
Because he wants to participate also. It's like, he wants to.
Like even when they're coaching you, they're doing it with you.
Yeah, they're doing it with you.
Guys,
they were always like a part of it. That's what amazed me, man, about it. I was like, especially now when I'm looking back, I'm like, damn, man, like these people really loved, being active.
Yeah.
And you remember, Mr. Fender was a guy, man. He also did those cross countries. He competed a lot. I mean, he was really an active
his
man.
physique, you could tell that this guy trains.
He really trains. Yeah. But I knew when he won those shorts.
It's
Mr. Henop was different. Did Mr. Henop ever participate, or he just liked, coaching? I think it was more coaching.
Yeah, it was more coaching. Some people, like, they are able to, stay away after a certain time. They're like, okay, my time is shifted to doing something else now.
Yeah.
It's time for something else. And some, it's like, not necessarily haven't shifted or moved on, but they just love being, coaching within a space. Maybe they would get bored if they don't do it a certain way.
Yeah.
That's just how they do it. Yeah.
And then also, I think also Ruiz didn't. Ne?
The thing is, what he was coaching required him to run. That guy wouldn't run.
He wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
But he still wore those shorts sometimes.
Yeah, he tried running, he fell, and then it became a joke. That's the last time I saw him run. So it's one of those things. But you have to explain to the people watching, who are these people you're talking about?
Is it? No, these are our primary school teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Mr. Fenter.
Mr. Fenter. The principal.
Yeah.
And then it was, as I said,
Enop,
vice principal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was Mr. Ruiz. What was Mr. Ruiz?
Was my natural science teacher.
Yeah.
I only remember that subject because he taught us, he gave us a Bible verse, told us about evolution, that this is not it.
Yeah.
So, that's why I remember. That's the only thing I remember. Besides him making jokes. And, I don't remember anything else.
I also remember when I was, where was I? But that time I was done with Kwachas Rand, and then I remember I was but it was a private school. These, small private schools.
Yeah.
What was it called? Oh gosh, this is embarrassing.
Private school.
No, not a fancy. In South Africa, when you say private school, people shouldn't go, oh, wow. Nah, bro, I'm talking like schools right here in town. There's a lot of schools
Where in
right
town?
there in town.
They don't know where in town.
Where? Where was it? It was in town. It was a school. I was in that school. I
Finish the story.
Anyway, so they were having also that conversation, the evolution conversation, I remember. And then it was a back and forth thing. And then, people are questioning, oh, but how can this be true and what. And I don't know what that teacher just said. Hey, listen, man. They want you to do this, even if you don't believe it, write it, pass, but you don't have to believe it.
It was something similar.
I was like, just do it.
That's at a different age, so it's the best way to say it, to not rub off the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
That was interesting to me when he said that. Listen, man.
So you could tell which side he's on.
Yeah, I actually didn't, he didn't believe it, to understand.
Yeah.
Especially from me, because people are asking, what theory is it? They said, why? That's how birds learned how to, what was it? Fish, what is it? The fish turned into a bird or whatever? I don't understand that. I forgot all about that process. But along those lines, I understand. Well, then, that guy was asking, but humans have been trying to fly all their lives. Since the beginning of it's all we wanted to do, but yet there's no sign, a little wing or whatever. It's all we want to do. Instead, we fly, and then why haven't we? I can't remember. They said there's also a theory of there we go. They have to cover every area, right? They try and cover every area, but So it was always interesting to me that, because at first I thought, I've always had like mixed views when it came to that. Like, I know people that believe in it. I know people that don't believe in it. You understand? And I would always engage in it, and I learn a lot from people. I just learn a lot. But something I've learned, especially for us, the general, is that, man, we just believe things, that's something I've always learned, is that we tend to just believe things. And then when the questions come, all of a sudden it's like what Pastor Doug said, when you start, with those compelling arguments.
Who's Pastor Doug? Who's Pastor Doug?
Yeah, well, first I finish, then I'll explain who Pastor Doug is. So it's like what he says is like, whenever I make a compelling argument against evolution, it's like, what's the closing thing that people say out of everything is that, but man, how can all of these bright people be wrong? You understand? It's like, it's just based on that. It's like, but for me as an individual, I don't know much of anything, but if they say it's true, then it has to be true. You understand? So it's like, No, Pastor Doug is, I wish to meet the man. I still haven't met the man. I've always watched him online and things like that. What's the name of his church? Amazing Facts. Ministries. That's So I listen to a
Pastor
lot.
Doug.
I
know Pastor Doug.
I listen to a lot of Pastor Doug, man. You know how he preaches. And when I sit down and I talk to most of these people. It's quite an interesting. So. And he also talks a lot, not really a lot, less about, what is this? The evolution part, but he's touched on it, you understand? But your Pastor Dougs, man, are like, they're different from, because I've on that journey, as I think I've told you this before, I had, it was Pastor Doug, obviously Pastor G. Craig Lewis, it was also this guy from, was it White Horse Ministries? Also this, what's his name? Oh gosh, I forgot. That guy also, he knew his stuff. Who else? Who else is it? I can never forget Mark Woodman. That's where it started. The late Mark Woodman. And who's that? Walter who? How do you pronounce?
Walter Faith.
Faith or something. That one I can't. And then from there, but there were others, and then so forth and so forth. But then they opened my eyes, man. They really did at that time. Yeah. I remember because we were going, I think it was a similar journey at that point. You understand? We just kept on discovering and discovering and discovering. But then back on you, man, because it's about you.
Sure.
Yeah. You, as you're also talking about football, I want us to go back there and explain the journey of the love of it. Like, yeah, how long, you understand, have you been there? You understand? How long have you been there? Yeah, in terms of the beginning, your age.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, no, football. A lot of people probably know me through football.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I started very young, man. There was an opportunity to like play, practice, and I started maybe, let's say, when I was 5, 6-ish. But then there were no like teams or academies. We just play in the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
Go crutching and stuff.
I
So
remember that.
from there on, obviously, I didn't even like wake up and figure that I can play.
Yeah.
No, I was just playing. It's only when maybe years later, maybe 9, 10 years old, we started the team, King Salvador United.
Oh, those are the days.
Yeah, I think. But before that, there was it Mavusana? We used to go.
Yeah. I wasn't part of it.
Yeah. We used to go to play in Mamelodi.
Did they tell me where the 20 nils came?
Yo.
18.
No,
man,
those
bro,
guys.
like, let's address that. How did that happen?
So what I can say is, before I skipped to Salvo United, what I can say is, I don't think we had the structure that those boys had. Those boys had people who had played the game at a certain level, and the knowledge was passed down.
Okay.
So formation, structure, movement, the killers just on that. We were just there to play, like, Joe, pass,
Okay.
But we played with passion and just a love for the game. But hey, you get a hammering that side because those boys play with structure and a different that Kasi, flair. They already had those things, and we only saw that late. Anyway, so Mavusana, we used to go there by train. I think catch the train just here, Bosman. Trains were safer.
And cheaper.
And very cheap. I think we'd spend $10 or something.
That was
for
cheap, I
10.
remember.
Sometimes, I'd see things on the train. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we used to play there, and that was the first team that was in a league, I think, that I played for. You wouldn't even know about leagues, coming from the hood here.
Yeah.
We would just play, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
We didn't know what a league is until, not that we're ignorant or anything. Yeah.
We just didn't.
We just didn't know. So second team was Salvo United. That was like the beginning for most of us. I think. Yeah, it was like from the training. The training was like hardcore.
I lost weight because of that.
I lost weight. I gained weight, and I didn't even know until now when I look at my pictures. Like this was a year apart. Yeah, I'll try to send you the pics so you put them up. Anyway, so we trained a lot, and the thing is, I was younger than most of the guys that I would challenge and compete against. Not me alone, obviously, there were other guys, but I always wanted to be on their level. Like, hey, I wanna run as fast as this. I was very slow.
Like when you wanted to run as fast as me.
Yeah, like I was slow, man. But I wouldn't notice because
No, I mean, he wanted to be as good as me.
this guy. Who's this guy?
I don't know.
Who's this guy?
I'm looking at you like
I don't know this guy.
Did you bring him here?
I didn't bring this guy.
Oh, okay.
You brought me here, so you should know.
I don't know this man.
So I always wanted to be like, it was never a matter of strength, just like how far they would kick the ball. You didn't know about technique, you just kick the ball.
Yeah.
And the basics we didn't have. So there you would start picking up subtle things. The coaches that we had were not like, full on armed with the best tactics and best basics and how to apply those things.
Yeah.
It was more of strength and being physical on the pitch. Yeah, we were one of those teams. If you start a fight, you're in trouble because they're going to beat you up.
Oh, gosh, I remember.
They're going to beat you up.
It tended to get out of hand. It really did. I remember.
So,
it really did. Yeah, almost.
So
And not to throw. That's to be honest, I think it opened doors for other things. If you notice, South Africa really liked fighting.
Yeah,
at that
we
time.
like fighting.
I think it started there.
People like
now that I
fighting.
think about it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we train like almost every day. The kids here are restricted to play at or train at.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like I knew that ground almost every piece of that ground. I know, you know where it's bumpy. You know it's like your home ground. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, training there.
There would be 2 teams training at one time.
Yeah.
I remember they used to split
the ground in half.
Split the ground.
Yeah. And there were a lot of in one team, like our team, a lot of
While
players.
others are jogging, going around.
Yeah.
And there was a point that ground was in very, how can I put it? It was greatly used.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Occupied, but also under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
A lot of people
stress.
overworking that ground.
But it lasted.
Yeah, it lasted. It was, and it didn't need a lot of maintenance, to be honest.
It was
I don't know what kind of grass that was, but it was really good grass.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it really was good grass because it could stand, like it could really stand all that.
Yeah. So yeah, we trained like almost every day. We'd play on the weekends.
Yeah.
But it was not a league. We used to play tournaments here and there, play for money here and there, and we'd play against random teams. You play against a team and never see them again.
Yeah.
So there was no real like competition you're looking forward to. We just played
Yeah.
and trained a lot. And then there were a lot of like politics, money things. I had stories that sponsors came. Guys like Vodacom. So all we got was the boots, the soccer boots. A lot of boots came in boxes.
Yeah.
Vodacom shirts. It was just Vodacom and all white,
Yeah.
large shirts. So you could tell that, something happened here. But as you grow, you're
Yeah.
like, but guys, where is the money? What happened, So yeah, at some point.
But doesn't it make you think now that you're grown, like, gosh, these guys were sleeping on something amazing?
Yeah.
Now that you're grown and you're thinking, actually, these guys used to be around my age. Like, couldn't they figure this out? Like,
Yeah,
they would have
so-
went really far if they took it that serious.
Yeah,
like,
the team was ready to play
Yeah, it was
anywhere
ready,
at the
yeah.
point. Anywhere, because, we had a lot of strong players. When I look at the physique of the guys at the time, it's what you get. It's what I used to compete against,
Yeah.
like at this level, at a high level. Like, and some players, you're like, how did this guy make it here? Back then, there were guys like this, and,
Yeah.
you didn't go to the gym. You didn't take nutrition.
Oh,
you
dude,
just ate.
you just ate, you played.
You ate, yeah. So, that's how it went. And I think I got it wrong. Actually, Mavusana was after, because that's when the coach swore at Gift to say he took us away from the team.
Well,
Yeah.
I think because now
Give the
I remember the coach was like, you could see the way you're speaking. They left us. What?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But I hear that they're being beaten 20-0.
Yeah.
Actually, a professional, that's a fine. I'll never forget that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, with the it said, yeah,
The late-
Baba Beta, 20, 15, and professional, right? Get fine in tail.
That one.
The
And it's
interesting
not
thing, I
even
could
a
hear the
fight.
background. Yeah, get fine.
And
It's like,
And also fine in that. Where has he seen that? Anyway, so I got the
Shit.
dates wrong. It's actually Salvo United first.
Yeah, okay,
That's when like I was very I think I was tiny. Yeah, I think tiny is the word. But I
Yeah.
didn't notice. I was never exposed because I think I had strong legs. My lower body was strong enough to compete against older and bigger guys.
Yeah.
So then you build, and years later I saw that, that team Salvo actually built, my body and like my mind to
Also,
be able to protect myself as much as I'm smaller than other guys. So yeah, like it helped a lot.
It helped,
actually.
huh?
Yeah, it made me a player because I got not only the body but I got speed as well. I couldn't run. I could run long distance. I did cross country, so I had a lot of stamina already. So
but when it came to sprinting,
sprinting I was nah. Yeah, so we went to Mavusana after Salvo United. The coach swore at us like, why, this and that.
You hurt his feelings.
But they were playing us, so it's same reason we left is those same politics,
Yeah.
empty promises, and guys were getting old. Some guys were already 18 at the time, and this is
I think I
before 2010. This is before 2010. So imagine some guys at the time. So yeah, we left all with the idea of playing the league at Mavusana. Played I think it's called the LFA. It's the fourth division, I think, fourth LFA, SAB, Vodacom. So it's the fifth division. After Vodacom, it's NFD, and then NFD is PSL. So it's the fifth division that we played in.
Yeah.
So yeah, and imagine getting beating in the fifth division. There's no other lower league,
Man,
and that's what you're getting.
you have a long way to go. It's
We had a
like,
long
yeah.
way to go. So yeah, Mavusana, I don't know. They opened a team. The team split. So one went this way, one went that way. The guys from town played in town, and we opened. Was it? I'm not sure if it was PCSA at the time, because there were a lot of guys that used to come with a lot of empty promises.
Yeah.
Somebody would come, open a team, 3 months later, it's gone, start again. And every time that happens, like, he leaves at a point where we got the hang of it, we are ready to play, because we're passionate and just waiting for the opportunities. But So I'll skip to PCSA. That's where we're coached by a young man called Snesipo Mali, who is now currently the analyst at Bafana Bafana. AFCON, the AFCON that passed, he's the one that gave them the notes to save those penalties. That was our coach. So at the time, he was a very young man, 16, but very mature for his age and ahead of his game. Already at the time, you could tell that, this guy, if he's not a coach, he's something in football. So, that's
he was a goalkeeper at first.
He was a keeper.
Yeah.
He was a goalkeeper as well. So
I still remember.
So, from there on, hey, it was a lot. I think after all the drama from Salvo to Mavusana, losing there, you're like, okay, we're losing. Tactically, we are not there. So now you get this guy.
We also played for Alphias. Now it's playing for Alphias.
Oh, so that's where the team split. That's where the team. PCSA. Yeah, so.
Kind of what was it called?
Thunder.
Alphias.
What?
What was it?
Thunder. Pretoria. I don't remember.
What was it called? Highlanders? No.
Tshwane Highlanders.
It's on the Highland.
Yeah. Tshwane Highlanders,
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, so,
I played that bit, but then I stopped.
Yeah, you used to come
that
with
was
the
the
slippers
last.
on.
That
What
was the
kind of
last. Dude, I had no boots.
Yeah, play with your feet anyway.
I had no boots. You know that's a testament that I don't think at home they believed that I could play soccer. My dad didn't buy me any boots.
Yeah.
He didn't. I never bothered. He never bought me any boots. So I think now that I think about it, I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I always went like, what did you think I was playing with? Like, I'm just,
So it was Tshwane Highlanders first. Snesipo was also there with the guy named Alphias. I don't know who he is, what happened to him, just disappeared. A lot of stories from that guy.
That could be a good documentary.
Yeah.
That guy,
it's a lot going on there.
And
So,
I was shocked when I heard those things.
Those
'cause
stories?
It never happened to us. I was like,
yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, bro. The Lord has always been with us. I mean, a lot of things didn't go accordingly.
A lot made sense when we heard the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff.
A lot. Dude, I was like,
P. Diddy type of stuff.
dude, I'm telling you, bro. You remember when we those sleepovers, right? Sleepover. Yeah,
Sleepovers.
dude, yeah.
So the sleepovers were like camps before the weekend, the match.
Before the match. Dude, I was there. One time, in fact, while you guys were sleeping, this guy told me his life story, just the two of us. And I'm thinking, this guy never even tried anything fun. I'm like, it's like, gosh.
I think they knew that if he was to try anything, you probably obviously firstly gonna fight back. But besides that, you're gonna expose him. Because he knows where you stand. Remember the time it was like, no homo. Hey,
no homo was big. No homo was big.
You had no chance. You had no chance.
Yeah, I think maybe he read the room.
He was like, hey, not these ones.
And especially we're like this.
Yeah.
But, we're really a team. We're like this.
Yeah, you wouldn't dare. So, that was Tshwane Highlanders. And then it split, went to PCSA. I think Pretoria. I forgot what it stands for in full. Still have some pictures from that. I think the Facebook page is still up. There was about, I don't know, 2010, 11, maybe late 12. That's when, I don't know what happened. I think I left by then. I don't know where I even went to. Saying I left, I don't remember where I went to after PCSA.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. But I stayed there for like 3-4 years under the coaching of Snesipo. He did everything, management, hosted trials, everything.
You could see him grown for
Yeah.
you. Like you could see him get that experience. And
Yeah,
all that.
so obviously there was a lot of also chat about, this guy's spending the money from trials, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Players are not being fed properly, But ultimately, I always look at it like, hey, I don't know. Some people just do whatever it takes, to like get to where they want to. He had one goal, one vision,
Yeah.
and I think in his capacity, he did the most that he could. Like, like I applaud him. We played against teams like Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh, before I left, I went to an academy called KFC, but I'll talk about that.
I think I
after this.
remember that one.
Yeah. So I left
Actually, I
PCSA,
do remember it. Yeah.
and then let me talk about PCSA while I was there. So Snesipo applied a lot of tactical stuff. I became a very smart player because of that guy. Now I don't only have like the ability to protect myself and the ball away, and a bit of stamina from Salvo United, and the Kasi understanding of how they played, where we were losing and stuff.
Yeah.
Now he's applying actual tactics, like what a winger should do, what a midfielder should do. So, like I said, I was not like the most physical or fast or aware. So he put me on the wing. I used to play as a midfielder. And in the hood, they liked me playing in the midfield because, I could control the ball, I could pass well. But he was like, no, on the wing. I didn't like that at first. I didn't understand it. But he saw something that even after him, other people saw as well.
Yeah.
So, he put me on the wing, played as a winger. That's where Zinger wings starting.
Okay, okay.
So that's where it started. So
Yeah.
I played as a winger. I was still not fast, but I just played with his tactics and applied my mind. And as a winger, it's tough if you're playing against older guys. I think around that time I was 14, 15. Yeah. And then we used to play, the league was under 18. There was no other division. We only had one team. So you need to either compete there or go somewhere. And at that time, you don't have brothers or parents to take you to, teams far away.
Okay,
and
yeah.
you don't even have the money or the knowledge. You don't know where to start, actually. So you just here. This is all you have. You use what you have. So, played as a winger, and my game just grew from there. At some point, scouts came. But let's not get into that. So and then that was PCSA. That was like, now you're a player. Now you can go out and play for bigger teams. Now
You were ready.
Yeah, I was ready. At 14, 15, I was a machine.
Yeah.
That's when I was like,
Because I when it came to you, I do remember the issue, especially in football in SA, was that they always, I don't know what happened. They were so into these
Height,
like you have to be this height,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at South Africa and I'm thinking, I think that's where we really lost a lot of players. I'm like,
during
maybe
that
South Africa,
time.
because we had that mindset. No, you know what? He's so good, but it doesn't have the height. I was like, it's good that South Africa started maturing from that. You understand? Because
they saw players like Messi, they saw Spain, all those guys were short, probably my height or shorter than me.
but they were doing wonders.
And they were not even big. They were not the fastest. They just played their game. If we could stick to our game, even now we haven't really adjusted. But that's something far-fetched, I think, to compare what we used to have, like the national team, to what it is now.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of not fair to do that because of a lot has happened. But
But I still throw it in there. regardless.
No, you have to,
I still throw it in there because I saw it. You saw it most. Dude, I remember you played. Like in these trials, man, we were there, bro. And it was like, everyone is impressed. And then you tell us, I don't know, they're talking about that. I was like, really? I was like, dog. I was like, nah, man.
And at that time, it's not that you were lacking like the tactical, what they need from a winger.
Yeah.
How you should run, how you should drop, how you should attack, how shooting, what you should do, cutting in,
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, it is what it is.
It
You
is
just
what it
keep on
is. It's
going.
like-
So I played for this team called KFC.
Yeah.
That was the first time you meet against people your age who can play.
Yeah. You were not used to it at that time.
I was a competitor. I was ready for anything.
Yeah.
I was not. I was shocked or surprised, but I adapted from day one. Like, and that was really fun. I went there with 3 guys from Jopi Fori. They took 3 of the best from Gauteng from each school to make up the team, and then we played against these academies like Kaiser Chiefs, Swallows, Pirates. No, that was like quite the exposure that you need if you haven't played in a like development setup. You need something like that to like show you that hey, you think you're there, but you still have to push.
Yeah.
There are people your age who are doing it, and have been doing it within that setup. They're used to the environment, the people, how things work there. So you are used to Joe, team, Kiko Bolong, it's one division. You
Yeah.
are the young guy, stuff like that. So then it's like, now what's your excuse or what's your thing to say? I'm 14, I'm playing against under 18. Now you're all 13 there,
Yeah.
So we played against these teams. We lost, we won. Some guys got scouted, but we were too young, and the teams were far, like Soweto, and you're in grade 7. It's like, it's tricky. So, after KFC,
How long was the KFC?
it was a year.
Or just a year?
So what they did, they made it a year. The parents were complaining. They wanted to continue because they could see that, wow, this team
This is something.
Yeah, because we beat a lot of teams to a point where that's why we had to play against the real academy guys. Like, Chiefs, Pirates, Swallows. Yeah.
That's how good you guys were.
Yeah,
like,
we were really good.
We can put them against these guys.
So good that a lot of players, okay, not a lot made it to academies like Sundowns afterwards. And then I think 3 guys are in PSL. Yeah. I know Tami plays for Sekukuni. He was at Sundowns and that's how good we were, man. It was just the place to be. So what they did after that year, they would take the next round, the next group of 3 from each school to make it fair to like what they could have done was expand it to say, okay, this is under 15, this is 13. But maybe logistically it didn't make sense because now you're in high school, you still have to adapt. And now transport, how do we get these guys? It's a bit complex. So I guess.
Because they just wanted to keep it simple and cheap.
And we didn't know the budget or the sponsor. Maybe it was just an ad for KFC to have a soccer team. Because usually it's cricket. I don't know if you noticed, KFC had a lot of cricket stuff.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's usually cricket.
I thought KFC took the 2 rands and then gave to the prisoners.
I don't know. I don't know. But from all these
thought.
teams, what I can say is I had leaders who believed in me to do something and who believed in me to be a leader in the team, even if I'm not the captain.
Yeah.
There would be a captain who's like first choice. After some time, I'll get the belt. Like,
Yeah, because I also do remember you became a, what is this? Is it the RCL? What is it? What do you call it?
Leader, prefect, primary, and then high school, RCL.
Yeah, RCL. So you were familiar also with leadership in that sense.
I think sometimes your name really follows you. I think Eric, for what it stands for, I think I only noticed this now. People say that like in passing, but I actually looked it up and I was like, oh, this kind of makes sense. It's the only random thing I believe in. I don't believe in star signs and all of those things.
Yeah.
But this, I was like, not that I believe in it, but I'm like, it makes sense.
It just makes sense. Like, okay. Yeah.
It makes sense. So I've always been a leader. I was from primary school. So in primary school, there was obviously head boy and head girl. And I was like, okay, why do I not make it as a candidate for this, Yeah, just like a little question in my head. And I was like, okay, let me just be the best leader that I can be. I think, obviously, those guys stood out. Like Damien was head boy. I forgot who the vice was. I think the vice was a girl. We only had a head boy and vice or head girl. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toriso was head girl. I won't forget the names. Don't be surprised.
I'm hearing these names.
So there was. Should I go into leadership now? Oh.
Yeah. No, you are not done most with the. Were you done with the football?
Oh, football. Oh, I was just saying, like, from what I learned from these teams.
Oh, okay.
You get I always felt like these guys give me a lot of responsibility. I don't know where it comes from, but it's just like, Eric, why this? Why are the water bottles not this?
Yeah.
The kid, is the kid counted? And then it feels like it's my job, but it wasn't even my job. It just always dawned on me in that way, like, hey, wherever I go, this is what happens. So yeah, um, from Salvo, I used to watch the kid for Salvo United.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched the kid. Yeah, otherwise, it would have been smelly, that kid. I would have been smelly. I watched the kid and yeah, I ended. And then I was very young. But anyway, that was Salvo. Um, KFC, I wasn't a captain, but I was player of the season that year. And it was only a year. Because, yeah, there we worked really hard. Yeah?
Who coached you there?
Where, KFC?
Yeah.
It was a group of, I think, 4 guys. Oh, one of the guys, Diani Mabunda, played for Sundowns. Yeah. Took him from Acadia Shepherd, I think. So yeah, it wasn't really like coaches who were coming from coaching things. It was people who loved football and
yeah.
who could read the game and just assist young kids. So we had a lot of that around
Did
us.
KFC do that again? Or was it just
They
once?
did it after us, and then I don't know what happened. I never followed. Yeah. We had shirts with our names on. It was cool. Anyway,
You get free KFC also?
not really.
No.
We only got it on big tournaments and functions like meeting parents and briefing them like, yeah, your kids are doing well, what. That's why the parents were mad because they were like, we have a good thing going on. We can see our kids are really like,
Yeah.
we didn't even know for some they had this potential. So they just draw. A lot of people after that were back on the streets. We didn't even play football, to be honest. I saw them in high school like, oh. So KFC was the only thing for some, but yeah. So
But with these like initiatives and these programs, do you think that you can do these things, but sometimes maybe you don't comprehend the changes that you are really making in other people's lives? Is it something like that maybe? You think
Yeah.
like KFC was sleeping on that at
Yeah.
first? I mean, with you guys, just with you guys, like you think like maybe
I
KFC was
don't
sleeping on
think
it?
they thought it would go as far.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they understood the passion. Like, you can't explain it, but there was a fire in us, like the guys. You could tell that these guys want to play football. And these guys are gifted. Like, everybody had their role. You're not scared of passing this guy because you're just going to pass whoever's in front of you.
Yeah.
If it's the right pass, Like, yeah. So they couldn't, I don't think they comprehended that, these guys actually, we could maybe try send them to trials or, stuff like that. Yeah. And other players actually were from academies, like Tax Academy. Forgot the other ones. But still they came there. Maybe 1 or 2 went back to there because, But otherwise, everybody was fixed on the KFC idea.
Yeah.
Initiative.
Gee.
So it was quite the team, man. I won't lie. We even came and played against Salvador. I don't know how much we beat them. Anyway.
You're no longer on the other side. Huh?
Yeah.
You don't remember.
You're no longer on the other side
I was
now.
no longer.
Now it was you. Now you knew how it felt like. So this is how it feels to really dominate. To really dominate this bad. Huh?
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, it was a machine, but yeah. Enough about football, I think. Unless if you have any more questions.
No,
I could go on the whole day.
I know.
Yeah.
But again, going back to the leadership, I guess we can expand on that one.
Yeah, no. So from besides playing in these teams, what also school football, like from primary school, like it's gonna put you, give you a different view of like where you are as a player and how far you can go. Just looking at yourself and the guys you're playing against Pretoria basically. So these are the same guys you'll be playing against in the league probably. So you're measuring yourself and improving. If you lose, you're like, okay, this and that. Why did I lose? But I played from, I don't know when you start playing. I think grade 3 or 4. And then during those times, I've been a captain until high school.
Yeah.
I've been the captain. So that leadership thing was always there. If Salvo United had a under what, I know I would have been the captain, for
Yeah.
example. Yeah. And no one would dispute like, coach, what for the man? Because
Yeah.
I'm already leading the guys in some way, or So yeah, from there, even high school, I was the captain till matric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the captain. With that, I was also a leader in primary. High school, I was a leader. I went to two high schools, Pretoria Technical High and Voortrekker Hoogte. So I started at Pretoria Technical High. I left in grade 9, merely because of distance. I think ish, let me not say that. But yeah, merely because of distance, it's one of the best schools in Pretoria.
Which one?
Pretoria Technical High.
No, we can go there. It's not.
One of
it's
the
not a
best
problem.
schools. I won't even lie. So much so that schools like Boys High would get practice exams from our school for like maths, technical subjects. Like, it's a technical school. When they say technical, that emphasis is really true.
Yeah.
I thought it's just a name. Nah, bruh.
Is that a private school or?
I don't know. Is it mixed? I'm not sure. I think it's mixed or something.
both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of the best. When you're looking at books, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Go to sports, you'll get the best athletes. Like,
Yeah.
that's where I learned to run. I couldn't run, like I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, that school, one of the best. And then I left in grade 9.
Why did you leave? If it was the best.
Transport, I was struggling. I would come out late, no one to fetch me. So I would walk with Nelson. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I
that-
remember.
that guy.
I remember. Taxi Stadium. Let me not go there.
So that guy.
And Mr. Mason.
Yeah, Mr. Mason. So yeah, we'd walk from Arcadia to here. And I think that was good exercise. I think I was super fit also because of those things.
Did he finish? He finished, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he finished there. Yeah, he finished there. So yeah, I left in grade 9. They didn't even want me to leave.
Yeah.
Even the teachers, I don't know how many awards I got that year.
Yeah.
Like, best what? Best. Like, what? Where was this all this time?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Didn't your parents like see that and be like, man,
Nah.
we have to sacrifice here? You understand?
In terms of
Staying there.
Nah, it was my choice. They wanted
Yeah.
me to stay, actually. Yeah, it was my... Besides those things, they saw the school to be... I think that's why they chose it. I didn't choose where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they saw the school to be a fitting. That school, grade 8, but the bullying is so... I'd say... I wouldn't say structured, but it grooms the guys. You can say, grade 8, you're gonna have respect.
Yeah.
There's no way you're gonna disrespect a teacher at that school.
Yeah.
Like your
At
leaders.
the time.
Yeah. I don't know about now.
And that's what I'm saying, at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
How you know that school?
How I know it, how I left it. There's no way, bruh, gonna bully you from the gate.
Yeah.
Some random grade 10 is gonna, and then you're gonna see the same guy passing by, like greeting guys you're standing with. Like, this guy, was this a joke or
Yeah.
was he testing us? What? Like, yeah, but it was fun. The bullying was fun.
Yeah.
I won't lie. It made it exciting. You were scared. You don't know what to expect. Like, it was crazy, man.
But you knew your place.
Yeah, you knew
Yeah,
your
get
place.
your place.
You knew you're gonna respect these guys. If you mess up, you're in trouble.
Do you think,
Try-
like, especially today, the way bullying is being,
Yeah.
what is attended, so to speak, is that
Today is just
Yeah.
so much. I think social media, I always throw back to that.
Yeah.
It just changed the game. It's just, the world is too small.
There's a game in bullying.
Yeah, for me,
There's a game.
it changed
changed
that
the
bullying game.
Changed the game.
Because
But everybody knew that. Did you remember when you had to go to high school?
Yeah.
It was like,
in town,
it's weird. I can't explain it, but it's like, why we... It's like you're excited that you got bullied by so and so. It was just weird, man. I
Yeah.
can't put it together, but it was
Yeah.
very different. Like, hey, did you see what he did? It was like, yeah,
Those
I mean,
guys-
yeah, I didn't understand it. So like when I'm looking at it today, the way people talk about bullying and all that, it will traumatize you. I mean, I'm just thinking, I'm
it's
like,
social media.
yeah, I'm like, oh,
if you never heard of those things and the pattern continued,
Yeah.
it would have been the same. That's why I like saying that thing. Just like,
yeah, we're here to talk.
if it,
No, it's almost.
man,
Yeah, it's jarove,
I
that.
don't know, man.
Why it's
Yeah,
getting
so-
a fihle okshapita stop go tertiary then.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
we fihle.
yeah.
You did leadership, Moscow tertiary.
Yeah, I did leadership.
Okay, it's good. But you're still talking, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Still
Just like that?
on about the bullying.
Yeah, so yeah, the bullying really like
Yeah.
helped shape that a sense of respect. You know, it was almost like initiation. Obviously, they actually call it initiation week. Obviously, it's not about bullying, but you know, they're keeping you guys away from the whole school. You like in the hall for the first week of school. Yeah, they're walking you around, showing you the classes, you meeting the teachers. Hey, as you meeting the teachers, you meeting these vouchers. Hey, those guys were vouchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, cause you in class now in the metric class maybe. Hey, Onasan, Chara damalera. Let's amaga line, let's so you're like, Ejo, son, metalera. So I'm like maybe in between, and I'm looking behind. I'm like, damn, these guys, yeah. Like a lot was going on, man. Like the one I told you about.
And
Hassan, you're getting into the bus in the morning. Just because you're walking maybe with girls or something. They want to embarrass you to say, So
you're a small boy, you can't do anything.
Exactly. So yeah, that's why I say it was fun. For people like me who could maybe handle it, like I was saying it off camera. Some of us can handle a lot.
Yeah.
Some not really, but without social media, it wouldn't go as far as, bullying is a crime, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would only end at, man, this boy was, traumatized because where he's coming from, he didn't experience this level of, bullying. So now it's messing him up in academics and but,
And there's something I've noticed, especially with social media always creates that self-righteousness. That's the concern I always have about it. It's like, it's like, I'll make an example, maybe the three of us. Like, when you say, okay, I got bullied, you're thinking about me, right?
Yeah.
I bullied you. But then the interesting thing is, when I comment, I'm thinking about him. Yeah, I remember that bully. Like, I'm not thinking, I was once also a part of the bullying. It's like, I'm so sure that I wasn't a part of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like that's the thing about it. It has that self-righteousness to it where people are just commenting as if like, it's a lot of people commenting. And who are these bullies? Where are these bullies? It's like they just disappeared and all of a sudden everyone is a victim of being bullied. I think, that's the issue. It's like, there's no self-reflection, accountability, as I said, that's what I'm saying, like to learn to let go of things, especially things you can't change. Like if they say, as I said, it's what you're saying, bullying does get out of hand. It is true at some point, and then, but then you don't have to always have that self-righteousness to it. And that's the issue I just have with those socialists, that self-righteousness where everybody suddenly becomes the victim. Yeah, I remember I used to, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You also probably did the same thing to the next person and the next person and the next person. Yeah, that's the
Just
issue.
that there were also incidents where somebody would like commit suicide or self-harm because of what they went through.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times when you track back on the story, they were being bullied by somebody who's not stable within themselves.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of trying to groom you.
And all that.
Yeah, we don't look at those things. We just take it as, bullying now,
It's out of hand.
Yeah, it's social media. If they want to push an agenda, they will. And they know those things help, so they have to take them out.
Yeah.
Kids beating teachers, oh my goodness. Try that in those times.
Bruh.
Try that.
But you know what's interesting? Even in those times, there were kids that did that.
But
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
You can attest, but you can attest that there were kids who also did that at that time. You understand?
But it's not gonna be normal when it comes back.
It comes,
You had to be an extraordinary kid to do that.
Yeah. But then they still did it. Ordinary, extraordinary. The point is that they did it. That's why, as I said to you, I think social media has self-righteousness. That's all it's like, it's always this self-righteous. And especially with, like, let's say our generation, right? To the next generation. It's like all of a sudden we are oblivion to how we lived. I'm not saying that, things don't tend to get worse. But what I'm saying is we open the door for that. You understand? So when these kids come, they also do the same thing. It's like what you're also saying now with the parents and all that. It's like all of a sudden, back then, dude, you knew, ish, if I did something. In fact, even if you got in trouble with a certain parent, one thing you didn't want is that parent to come at your place where you stay, right? Because you knew that, ish. But then remember, it's the same generation now that went through all of a sudden, we are the parents, and all of a sudden we are the ones fighting with each other because of the kids, is what I'm saying. It's like, you understand? It's like, that's the thing I don't get, is what I'm saying. It's like, there's always this generation. The next generation thinks it's better than the next generation. The next generation will think it's better than the next generation, and so forth. And yeah, that's self-righteousness, I'm just saying. That's just too, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's just what I'm seeing, because.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I hear you, man.
So with the bullying, that's why it's the same thing with me. I'm like, when I was there, in fact, it was famous. Hey, there was this kid. Yeah, hey, this one fights with the teacher. Don't you know? And I understand he even got popular in a sense. It's like, hey, don't you know him? Hey, that one fights with teachers. You understand? It was like, yeah, you just knew. Okay, what happened? Yeah, that's good. It was that. It was like, what happened? All lady teacher. Hey man, cut it out. I'm not saying cut it out like, hey, cut out what you're saying. I'm saying like, cut out the piece. Yeah, remove it. Yeah, so that's what I'm just saying, Jay. You understand? Yeah. But yeah, you do make a valid point when you're talking about social media. You know, then they hype it up and
it makes it a small world, as if this is how things really are. But that time, pushing an agenda of some sort.
For the most part, the thing is, social media is helpful where it should address certain issues.
Yeah.
I think somewhere just it pours fuel on a small fire. It fuels a small fire.
I can agree to that. Yeah.
I wish people could hear me.
Yeah, I should get a extra mic.
They obviously it's good and bad, pros and cons, and the problem is there are people who just like some people's lives are horrible. So if I have a bad life, horrible home, I'm gonna go there and try to make hell for you guys. Welcome to my life,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that a lot in like
social media.
I see that a lot.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, even for example, let's say celebrities. Look at this guy, his life, flashy, this guy's not happy. And then you look at his like tweets maybe, you're like, this okay, it makes sense. Next thing, suicide. You're like, oh,
yeah,
damn, So yeah, there's people like that. Like life is just not good, and they have power to influence, and you can't tell him anything, maybe because he has money.
Yeah,
people like those. There's just a lot of people. I'm not putting anyone in a box, but it's pros and cons
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially suicide. I think suicide, especially with the celebrities, I was like, something is up now with the suicide. I was like, yeah. And it's what you're saying. It's like always, presenting himself as this, bigger than life figure, and just to find out, does this person really just kill himself or herself? And it's like,
numbers are not real. Those million followers, they're not your friends.
Yeah. So when life kind of gets hard, and then it's like, man, I'm taking the easy way out. I'm just gonna take the easy way out. But anyway, so in varsity, how did that go? Understand, in terms of leadership, how did that one also expand your
varsity was a bit different
knowledge?
Yeah, varsity was way different than any other thing. There, firstly, you are just a number. You don't have a personal connection with, let's say, your lecturer or the guys, above you.
Yeah.
So in primary, high school, you develop relationships with teachers, with, the board. Yeah. So you get to be in those staff rooms. You, at varsity, my friend, you're going to write exams. You go home. Whether you write or not, we don't care.
You're on your own.
You're on your own, black child. So yeah, varsity was very different. And I had no real interest to pursue that. I just wanted to play football.
Yeah.
And get over it. And yeah. But so what happened is I got into UJ. One of the teachers, Mr. Skosana, yeah, no, that man put us on a lot of things. Like,
Yeah.
he made it. He showed you that, hey, bras, yeah, now it's time. You're getting into this, and you deserve it. Like, you're not any less than anybody who's went there just because you come from here or there, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to travel from here to Soweto to train with the UJ team. It was newly formed at the time. It was the same thing. Now we're playing against older guys. As much as you are maybe 18 at the time in matric, you're still playing against older guys now.
Yeah.
Because there's no under 18. Here and there you would play against your age. So it was that thing again, starting a new team.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that year, first year varsity, getting to, yeah, now you're in the first team. Some had to trial, didn't make it. The guys that I went with, only I played there. I think we were 6 or something. Used to travel and yeah, only I made it there. So it was tough because I don't have anybody from Pitori.
You're starting over. Basically.
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, I don't know the Zulu, man. You know what they speak. They are Pitori. Yeah, so we need to adjust. Hey, these guys are coming from, Davidton, Soweto.
Yeah.
They've similar lingo. They know the place. They know the channel. So, worst thing I did was not stay at rest,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing business
You think
management.
that would have helped?
Yeah, it would have. Those guys, I didn't think they're as cool as they were. I thought they grouped themselves because of such and such. But all along, I didn't see they were trying to bring me, to
Yeah.
So yeah, I did business management for a year. Then I did logistics. Started again. I was like, let me start properly.
Why did you switch?
I felt it was general. I wanted something close to movement of goods.
Yeah.
Yeah, like directly related to items moving. So if I ever had to sell, I have a lot of options. There's warehouse, you have inventory, you can be in the office at Centene, or you can be at the construction site. There's just so much you can do with that thing. So I was like, yeah, this business is also everywhere.
Yeah.
But I felt like a lot of people have done it before and are doing it. So this thing, there was, I don't know, mainly, man. It was just, it wasn't objective. I just made the decision in my head that, yeah, I concluded that, not many people are doing logistics. And some assume that it's trucks,
Yeah.
That's like transport management is something on its own, there's a qualification for that. As much as logistics also deals with, route planning and stuff like that.
How broad is logistics?
It's everything. It's everything.
Yeah.
If let's say your podcast, you need to be traveling, you're doing shows now, maybe you have a gig. I'm planning that thing for you. I'm making sure you're saving on fuel, you have time to rest, It's basic stuff like that at this level.
Yeah.
Your equipment, okay. Your batteries are charged. That's logistics. The movement of goods from point A to B in the most efficient way.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's everything.
Yeah,
Everything has to move.
It has to. This had to get here.
Exactly.
That had to get here.
How does
everything
it get here?
just had to get here.
How does
Now
it get here?
that's
The time
question.
it gets here, the money is going to cost you. Those
How
things.
cheap can you get it here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I moved into that. It was a bit more interesting. Business was really general for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like I would be stuck in that position, and logistics was like, I can actually do the IT stuff that I like with this thing on that level. Yeah. So that's why I did logistics afterwards.
Yeah, because I wanted us to touch on that today, but then time does not allow.
Yeah.
You understand? But then it's fine. Next time we'll really get into the logistics. You understand? You know? Yeah. Of logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we cut out. I'll not be embarrassed like that. Yeah, you understand? Yeah, so that at least then I can get educated more. We all can get educated more on that part. Yeah. As I said, there are some people we also know that take logistics as, it's trucks. Oh, talking about trucks.
But then even if it's trucks, like, do you know how much a truck costs? Who's buying that truck? Why are they buying it?
Yeah.
These trucks that have those those dump trucks that like offload stuff. How do they get into those things? You know, these tenders that are happening. What's
Yeah.
going on? How do you bid? You know, you get to learn those things as well. Not in depth, obviously. They
Yeah.
never give you that. But yeah, just to touch base to say this is their processes, these
Yeah.
documents you can actually apply with your own business if you qualify and stuff like that.
No, it's not a problem. J-Man, it was really good having you here. We'll
Yes,
finish
sir.
up next time.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll also touch, as I said, this one and other conversations. And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, man, for coming through.
Yeah,
Really
man. Thanks for
appreciate it.
having me, man. Shout out to your people.
Yeah. But before we go, where can we find you?
Find me.
Yeah.
Me, I'm everywhere. You can find me on Instagram. I don't know my business page. Yeah, my business page will lead to my personal one, but I don't post there. So just go to my business page, XEDXPACZ space, and then my website is also there. It's the same, zspace.co.za. It's mostly about design, e-commerce, graphic design. That is
Another conversation?
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. If you send something, I'll see it. I'm always on my laptop. You should know. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where I'm at. If
confirm
you're
it.
looking for me,
Yeah.
you won't find me on the streets. I'm at home working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man, again. One more
Sure.
time. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Man.
Sharp.
Sure.